CRV expert in the black box may answer some of these questions, but the airbags, I do find it interesting, depending on the velocity that the car went in, that there was an airbag deployment. I know an expert can answer why, but I find that interesting.
So how is everyone? I hope you're all well. So we're just going to talk about airbags. You just heard in that recording that this was over on Duty Ron's channel. This was law enforcement talking about the fact that the black box in Kiely Rodni's Honda would hopefully give the information required to explain the airbags situation. Now, if you look in this photograph, it would show, like, there's been much speculation about what is in this photograph. Some people have said it was the top that Kiely was seen wearing. Others have indeed pointed out that it appears to be a curtain airbag. And so there's a lot of speculation over, right, there must have been a passenger then. It's got to have been a passenger because this airbag has deployed. Gonna just kind of dispel that myth. Now we're going to talk about very briefly how these have worked in this vehicle. Now, I worked in vehicle electronics for nearly a decade back in my younger years when I didn't have so many wrinkles, and look, that's what we did. We worked with things like this. Now, the driver side airbag system will obviously deploy if there's a driver. Seatbelt is to be plugged in. There's a pre-tensioner built in the seatbelt which pulls the seatbelt on impact right back to try and pull the occupier away from the airbag. The airbag will deploy and the gas will dissipate in around a second, actually under a second. So this action is very, very quick. There are sensors in the B pillar, which is about halfway down the vehicle, and it's this sensor that sort of notes what is happening to the vehicle and what airbags need to be deployed. Now, some manufacturers, the passenger side airbag, will deploy if there is no passenger. Now, the curtain airbags will always deploy in the event of an accident, and that is because of what their purpose is. So they are to prevent debris from going into the vehicle, even into the back of the vehicle, and that's why they will always deploy. So you can switch the passenger side airbag off, but the curtain airbags, they will always deploy in impact. Now, if the driver side airbag didn't go off, there is another reason why there is a potential for the passenger side airbag to have gone off. And that is that these were originally designed in vehicles that were slightly taller, like things like the Honda CRV, to protect the passenger, the drivers, people in there from a rollover accident. Now, just say this is an accident. Just say we're saying that Kiely was driving down there. She wasn't being careful because she just thought it was a long road. She's then hurtled down that embankment. She saw, there's water, tried to turn that vehicle, and it's turned into the water. Maybe that's why there is sort of a discrepancy over how the car was lying in the water. Maybe this was indeed just an accident, and it was an accident at pace. The airbag has sensed a rollover scenario, and it has deployed the curtain airbag. These things kind of make sense. What you've got to think is if Kiely is driving, she's on this side, she's on the driver's side. I had to think there because I'm in the UK and that'd be this side, but she's on this side, she's hurtling towards the water. She tries to turn, which is going to make the car lean that way. It goes too far, curtain airbag is deployed, and the car subsequently ends up in the water. It's very, very possible, and I would say that if this was an accident, we do forget about everything, all of the weirdness and all of the conjecture and speculation and embellishment, and it is just an accident. We have to consider that. And the airbag deployment could well offer a big insight into what happened on that fateful night. I hope that's been helpful. Just a short one. and I'll catch you all in the next one.